What is the most important thing to God? I don't know if you believe in God like I do, but let's say for argument's sake there is a God. What would this God want from us? I think if you asked most people through human history, they would say, God expects me to do something, or he tells me not to do something, right? It's this list of do's and don'ts. It's action oriented, and we try to appease God with those actions. But actually, Jesus redefines our definition of what it means to be connected to God in Luke chapter 15. And he tells 3 stories, but the third story is the story of the lost son. And in this story, there are 2 brothers, and one day the younger brother comes to his dad and says, hey dad, I can't wait for you to kick the bucket, so please give me my money now. He has the audacity to ask as if it's his, but the father gives it to him. And the Bible says he goes away to a distant land and he squanders it on wild living. And he gets himself into a desperate situation where he has nothing. And so he finds himself in a pig pen, actually craving the pig's food. And to the original hearers, this would have been the most horrific possible scenario. It would be like us saying he found himself strung out in a crack house. And so what do you do when you lose yourself? I think the temptation is to read the story and think it's about somebody else, but it's actually about us. It's anytime we lose ourself, we lose our identity, we lose our purpose, we forget who we are. And we do this all the time. We lose ourselves in a busy schedule, just trying to keep up. We lose ourselves in a job or a career path. We lose ourselves in a relationship. It's anytime you feel like I just can't be myself, or I don't feel like myself, or I don't even know who I am. And the problem is we lose ourselves to the point where we find ourselves in a place we don't want to be. And maybe that's where you are. And so what do you do when you've completely lost yourself? Well, the Bible says that the young son came to his senses. He realized, wait a minute, there's a better option here. I don't have to be stuck here. And he got up and he went home. He got reconnected to the source of life for him. And I think what Jesus is teaching is that when you find yourself lost, you can be reconnected to the God who made you, the God who actually gives you identity and purpose. Because when he gets home, the Father gives him a ring and a robe. It's this beautiful reunion. And it's what God actually is pursuing. Do you know what God actually wants? He wants you. He's been pursuing you. He wants you to know who you are and your identity and purpose and value. So my hope for you today is that you be reconnected to him, the God who made you, because that's what he really wants.